It was just another Thursday morning for Nathaniel Cole, CEO of Tech Industries, until a soft tug on his tailored sleeve stopped him in his tracks. "Sir, could you pretend to be my daddy? Just for one day?" He turned to see a small girl, no older than 6, wearing worn-out shoes and a backpack far too big for her tiny frame. Her eyes weren't begging for money. They weren't even filled with tears. They were simply hoping. And Nathaniel Cole, a man who had everything, stood speechless, in the middle of his corporate lobby, while time seemed to pause. Nathaniel wasn't the kind of man who got emotional. He was known for deals, deadlines, and dividends. People admired him, feared him, but never knew him. He was a legend in the boardroom and a ghost outside it. But there was something in that girl's voice. Her name was Mia. Her mother worked in the building cafeteria. Her father? Gone, left before she could walk. Her school was hosting a Dad and Donuts Day, and when she asked her mom who would come, the answer was silence. Until she overheard someone say the word CEO, and figured, he must be important enough to pretend. It was ridiculous. Outrageous. A lawsuit waiting to happen. But Nathaniel knelt, loosened his tie, and whispered, "All right, kiddo. Just for today." Mia led him by the hand to her little school, a place that smelled like crayons and dreams. When she introduced him to her class as, "My daddy," the other kids clapped. Nathaniel smiled like he hadn't in years. He sat cross-legged for story time. He spilled orange juice on his pants. He lost a tie the shoelace race to a 6-year-old. He even made a fool of himself during the daddy dance-off. But through it all, Mia beamed. And somewhere between a sloppy peanut butter sandwich and a glitter-covered Father's Day card, Nathaniel felt something shift. It wasn't just about being a stand-in. It was about being present. When the day ended, Mia whispered, "Thank you, Mr. Cole. I knew you could be a good daddy." Nathaniel tried to smile, but his chest ached. Not out of pity, but realization. Years ago, his own daughter, Sophie, had written him a letter saying, "I don't need a rich dad. I just need a real one." He never answered. She left with her mother. He buried himself in work. But Mia's words reopened a door he thought was long shut. He drove home that evening, not to his penthouse, but to a small house in the suburbs, where his daughter lived with her mom. He rang the bell. His hands trembled. Sophie opened the door. Older, cautious. "Dad?" "I was a pretend dad today," he said, voice cracking. "But I want to try being a real one again, if you'll let me." Weeks passed. Nathaniel didn't become a perfect father overnight. But he became present. He showed up. He also made some quiet changes at Tech, full scholarships for employees' kids, therapy access, and a yearly family day, where titles didn't matter. And as for Mia? She got her wish again. This time, Nathaniel didn't just show up for Dad and Donuts. He sat next to her mom too. Sometimes, the smallest voices break the hardest walls. And one simple question, "Will you pretend to be my daddy?" turned a man of business into a man of heart. Because sometimes, the role we never trained for, is the one that saves us. And one act of kindness, one yes to a child's hope, can rewrite everyone's story.